G'day Internet, Kale from Workato here to talk to you about a new feature called projects. Now, projects are your way to bring together your recipes and connections in Workato and turn them into robust automation products that you can develop, ship, and maintain without code. And there are three key tasks that projects help you with. They help you organize assets, they help you to control access, and they help you manage change. So let's talk about organizing assets. A Workato account might have dozens of recipes and just as many connections out to the different apps you use. Maybe sometimes a recipe stands on its own. More commonly, you'll see a group of recipes working together to serve some business purpose. And that's basically a project. Here are some of mine. For example, you might group your recipes and connections by business function. Here are all my HR recipes under a project. You might group them by a particular process. Here's a project that syncs orders between my various customer service platforms. Or you might group them by a product or service that you're going to provide. Like here's a project to launch a partner API for tracking the status of orders. So let's drill into my order sync project. This one is pretty simple. I have only 3 recipes here. One to create orders in NetSuite when I receive a new order from Shopify. A second to keep my information in Zendesk up to date when I make changes in NetSuite. And a third that allows customers to kick off a return process via a Zendesk ticket. Now, even though this example is pretty simple, you can see how these 3 recipes go together. They use a common set of connections, which I've organized under my connections subfolder, and changes to any of them could affect the others. So by organizing them this way, I'm setting myself up to create and ship a unified piece of product for dealing with orders and to be able to maintain and grow that product over time. Now let's talk about access. Automation can be valuable to almost every part of the enterprise: customer success, IT, finance, HR. As a rule, the more subject matter experts you have in your automation platform, the more value you're going to see. But on the flip side, a lot of automations are business critical. Finance reports, data syncs have to run on time, they have to run right. Others involve sensitive information like payroll data. And for these to be valuable, you have to be able to control access. Projects can help you bring in the users that you need to realize value without risking security by creating roles with project-specific access. For example, I can create a role, let's call it CS admin, and give that role full access to recipes, connections, and folders, but only in the projects that have to do with customer service. This way, I give my users all the control they need without compromising sensitive data that they don't need. Finally, change management. I've already talked about turning Workato recipes and connections into product. And if I look back at my order syncing project, what I really have here is a software product for managing orders. Even though I haven't written a line of code, this is still software, and it's a business critical product that needs to work, or I'm going to drop orders, I'm going to lose money, I'm going to give my customers a bad experience. I don't want that. And when you have a business critical product, you need change management. This isn't just for developers. It's vital for scaling up any automation. To trust a critical business process to automation, you have to be able to develop a change, test it safely, and deploy it with 0 downtime. Now, traditional software development has a whole universe of tools for change and lifecycle management. And if you're using those tools today, Workato can work with them. But to use traditional change management tools requires developers, requires DevOps specialists. And this isn't always possible. And even when it is, it can be a major bottleneck. So just like we've made it possible to develop automations without using code, our goal is to make change management accessible to everybody as part of our low-code, no-code platform. That's why in just a few weeks, we're releasing built-in environments. If you opt into environments, each Workato workspace will come with 3 default environments: a development environment where you can work on building out your recipes, a test environment where you can do your quality assurance, and for these first 2, your connections can link out to sandbox versions of your apps. Then, when your automations are ready, they can be deployed to a production environment that's hooked up to your real production data. You'll be able to deploy assets from one environment to another completely inside Workato. Just click Deploy Project, select your environment, and follow the wizard. You'll also be able to give your users environment-specific access. For example, you can give your QA team access to your test environment, but only allow your integration specialists to make changes in production. You'll get a detailed deployment log to review, and if there's a problem, you can easily roll back to a previous deployment at any time. So that's projects. They're a way to bring the right team together with the right access to develop and ship automations as product, and to do it with all the procedural rigor that you expect from software development without the code.